Alright, today is June 3rd. We're in the section that has Chris's sunflowers. So that's one sunflower. Here's another one. Looks like maybe somebody's nibbling on it. We'll have to send the dog up here. So I've weeded a little bit there. There's more sunflowers. These are the giants that are in the back. And then through here, there's a few more that are starting to come up. Those are the ones that are edible. So we'll move over slowly. This is all that bindweed that you see here that grows that we have to constantly weed. So there's Shad's potatoes that he planted. They're coming up in a row. And then we'll slowly move over to the shallots. I think Warren and Shad planted. So these shallots go all the way up along here. And then we'll move, and here's some of our corn coming up. I had to replant a little bit of the corn because we didn't get quite a bit up in the 8 rows. So I replanted 6 rows. Let me take a pause and we'll go to another section real quick. So this is the watermelon. Watermelon's starting to come up. And there's 4 of those. And then this is summer squash. That's coming up. 2 different places. And you can see the strawberry plants, which are mixed in. We're going to weed those tomorrow. They're doing well. And then we'll look over here. And these are more squash. You can see they're coming up pretty well already. I'll kind of show you how big they are compared to my hand. So that's looking pretty good. And this same large tarp is where we planted the soybeans. I need to weed this out. I wasn't sure if the soybeans were germinating, but I cut open a larger hole and found quite a bit of, there was one germinating and doing pretty well. So one of the holes I couldn't find a seed, but the next one I found and cut it open wider and found it had been germinated. Okay, so back over in this section, which is where we did lettuce. Maybe I can shoot it from the bottom, might be easier. So this is those beets, and they seem to come in really well. So we'll cruise up through there. So the beets did well, and then I'll kind of pan to the right. And you can see where we planted some of that gourmet mix salad. That's there, or lettuce, not salad. And then there's more of it. Doesn't seem like we've got any rabbits over here chewing on stuff. So that looks good. And then this is just easy serve lettuce. That's coming up pretty well. Seems like the lettuce does really well. And then these are those bull's blood beets or whatever. They're coming up all pretty well in a row. And then how we did the carrots, they're starting to come up. And you can see, I'll zoom in on the carrots that are coming up. They're right there. They're starting to come up. So that's good. And then we'll move over. The melons are as well starting to come up, as you can see. There's more right there. And then this is the gourds. They're of course coming up. They're pretty prolific. And then here's your snowbird peas. Sean planted. They're looking real well. They're looking real good. Doing real well. Okay. And then as we move over here, those are a lot of weeds coming up through there, but the bean plants for the green beans, they're starting to pop up. And you can tell them because they look like this. You see they have the 2 leaves. So these are the green ones. And I'll go back to the purple ones in a second. And these are saffron squash. And we'll cruise along here. Some of these are coming up at different times. Might be the different depths that we planted, but so this one's coming up nicely. So they may just be a little slower. These babies coming up on them. These are, I'm reading the flag, they're squash. Which one are they? Saffron. They're the same ones that above, but these guys down here seem to be doing quite a bit better. And then if we cruise back over this way, back to the top of the row, this is Hasta la Pasta, spaghetti squash. And of course they're doing really well too. And then let me move over to the Sweet Gourmet Hybrid Squash. And you can see they're starting to come in as well. There they are. So that whole row, there's actually a couple of them that look really good. And then our experiment over here, which was the corn that we just planted straight in the grass, without clearing stuff out, you can see we're starting to get them. And the difference between the corn is you can tell the stalk is really straight, whereas the grass kind of comes in at an angle. So it looks like we have a little decent bit of luck here on this corn. Not sure why we didn't do so well this year with the corn. And then we look at the pumpkin. Here's the pumpkins are starting to come in, which is good. And these are the giant ones that are going to get 300 pounds. So it's good to see they're starting to come up, as you can tell. So that's good. And those are long, they're going to grow quite a long time. They won't be ready till late September, August. And in this, there's more of our pumpkins that seem to be doing just fine. And then finally, we get into more pumpkins. And this is the finale here, which is our cucumbers. And let's move over to see how they're doing. Some of these, like this one, doesn't look like it's got anything going, but sometimes they're just a little slow. But then as you move over here, here's cucumbers coming up. So I'd say 90% of the cucumber have something in it. So, and let's see. I think that should be about it for everything. Let's look here. So you can see, here's another cucumber coming up. And then just to let you guys know, the hole that we dug to fill some of these other holes is now full of straw manure. So that'll make a nice compost for next year.